Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Ultimate Nightmares run, where we take the characters that are hardest to beat in the new Nightmare mode, as chosen by you, and try to win with them. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Dwarf, which is again one of the characters I've been asked about the absolute most since Nightmare mode came out, because this character requires a completely different approach to playing it than most other characters. And also, all the downsides of the Dwarf are much more severe on Nightmare mode. Having to be melee, having low attack speed, these matter a lot more on Nightmare difficulty. And so, it can be pretty difficult to play this character, I think. We're going to give it a go. I think we can try with hammer, brick, or mace. But let's start with mace. We'll see how that goes. I randomed the map, so we're on Crash Zone here. That's a little better for us. There are more enemies on Crash Zone. I also, as you can see, at the start of the wave, I'm running the opposite direction from the enemies and trying to stack them and manually attacking away from them. Trying to stack them on top of each other so we can trigger our passive more. Let's go ahead and re-roll this. And I'm just going to take 2 regeneration here. It's really hard not to take damage on this character, and so picking up some early regeneration, I think, is going to let us more aggressively gain additional stacks. Every single time we trigger our Dwarf passive, by killing 6 enemies with 1 melee swing, we get an engineering and half a melee damage. That's basically a full level 1 item for free. So it's pretty powerful to be able to do that. I'm rolling here for good economy items early on. Lootworm could maybe kill trees for us. Broken Mouth is pretty powerful to maybe let us get more passive stacks. I think I will buy the Broken Mouth here, and I'll leave Lootworm in the pool. I don't care about it yet. So, making sure to wait until 6 enemies have gotten stacked up. These guys are a little faster than we are to start the game, so it can be hard not to kill them. But here we go. And if I get a few triggers, then I'm doing well, as long as I survive as well. I'll take 5 harvesting here. I think that's fine. And then I could add a brick into my weapon pool, but I think we can go with mace for 1 more wave. And then I'm going to reroll here. And I'll leave Beanie in the pool. I'll do 1 more reroll. Pearl, I definitely don't care about at this point, and then we'll go to wave 3 here. And I'm sticking with 1 weapon for as long as possible as well, because that way we're going to build up more triggers. Since you have to kill 6 enemies with the same attack, the more weapons we add, the harder it is to trigger our passive. Oops. Thought I would get one there, but I didn't. Run along the groups of enemies as well, so that you can kind of maximize the swing length of your attacks and hit multiple enemies at once. Here I will take 6 movement speed. That'll make it a little easier as well. I do want to pick up some percent damage, because we're going to be building a ton of base damage, so more percent damage is good. Wave 3. Do I think I can get away with waiting 1 more wave to buy a weapon? I think I can. So I'm going to buy Gentle Alien and Cute Monkey, and I'll lock the cake. I'm going to reroll here. Okay, Anchor is another weapon that can kind of one-shot things. It does scale off of our curse, but it also scales off of our melee damage. So adding in an Anchor here, I think, is totally fine. And even if I don't end up building that much curse. Basically, I do want, for wave 5, which is otherwise going to be somewhat difficult, I want a second weapon. I would have preferred another mace or another high-level weapon, but the Anchor should be okay. And again, the thing that matters more than anything else is just making sure that we trigger our passive as frequently as possible when I swing my attack, because we're basically getting like 40 materials worth of stats every single time we trigger our passive. So even if we don't make that much actual money, we're still getting a lot of economy off of it. I'll take 10 luck here. That's an okay healing stat. We'll buy the Anchor, buy the cake. In a ban Boxing Glove, leave Alien Tongue in the pool, but not lock it here. And I'm rolling a couple times. I'm looking for good weapons. Landmines does scale off of all of the engineering that we get, but landmines is also a pretty weak item, so I'm going to wait to buy something like that, but we'll lock a bag here and go to the next wave. Having a mismatched weapon set like this anchor and mace can also help, because our weapons will attack at different times, and if they're offset, it's a little easier for one of them to get all the kills, because they aren't like stealing kills from each other. As long as I'm making 100 or so materials every wave so that I can buy another mace or another anchor if it shows up, I should be okay, I think. Though I am taking a lot of damage here. This is why I bought so much healing. Oops, okay. Well, I walked into that attack. Let's give this another go here. That was just bad movement by me. Stacking up 6 enemies here, and then stacking up 6 again. That was a little more than 6, but, you know, we're going to get a kill at least. And I wasn't able to get as many that time, but we still managed to pick up a few here. We'll reroll, and I could take the mushroom. That'll make it a little easier for us to make sure that we're continuing to trigger our passive here, and I'll lock another mushroom, actually, for the same reason. If I get a lot of early healing, then it gets easier to sustain only having one weapon for longer, and if I do take a couple hits, it's not as big a deal. There's 1. 2. I think I'm going to call the dwarf passive Forging, because it'll be a little easier to have a one-word term for it. Alright, I'll take Propeller Hat over Mushroom here, and then I'll roll, ban Dynamite, and roll one more time, looking for potential weapons, and then we're going to go to the next wave here. And again, just attacking the opposite direction. If you're not sure how to do that, by the way, turn on manually target on mouse press in settings, and then you just point your mouse away from the enemies. Alright, well, that was, again, just bad play. Couple early deaths while I get the hang of the movement here, but that's alright. Oh, no! Oh, that was so close. Okay, let's take some regeneration. I'll ban these items. Do a reroll. And do I buy a helmet? I think I'm going to roll again. And, okay, I will buy a mushroom again. Because I do want enough healing that what happened to me last time doesn't happen again. Can't believe I just died there. That was 6 enemies. I might need to pick up a little bit of movement speed, actually, on Crash Zone. Just because of these chaser enemies. So maybe I should get, like, a 3% move speed upgrade, because it's making it somewhat hard for me to actually get a bunch of kills here. Go ahead and ban this, and then reroll. And I will reroll again. And I'll buy a Lost Duck. And I'll do one more reroll here. And then we'll ban that and go to the next wave. This, by the way, is why I normally don't use manual targeting on most characters, is I'm just not very practiced with it, so I'm going to take like more hits because I'm manually targeting in the wrong direction sometimes. It is technically better to do manual targeting once you are really familiar with it, but most of the time, most characters don't require it. Here, I'm going to ban these 2 items. I will, even though we're using maces, coffee can still be a good purchase on the Dwarf. Yes, it decreases your base damage, but we're going to build a lot of melee damage for free. Yes, we buy attack speed at half value on the Dwarf, but attack speed is just that good that even 5% attack speed at the cost of a little bit of damage can sometimes be correct. Okay, we'll take a turret here because we need more killing power, and this scales off of all the engineering that we're building, and then I'll reroll. And I'm going to lock these 2 items. They can help keep me alive, but I will need to buy another weapon as well. Play around my turret so that it can kill the ranged enemies for us, basically. And then I'm going to use my melee weapon to kill the non-ranged enemies. And again, we're just trying to forge as much as possible. One more swing. Oh, it didn't complete the swing, or I'd have gotten another tick. Here, I will take 2 armor, and then... Okay, I'll buy a hammer as well. I would prefer another mace, but a hammer is also a totally reasonable additional weapon, and I will do 1 more reroll here and go to wave 5. At this point now, I'm going to stop bothering with the manual targeting stuff, because I just need to not take too much damage and die. Also, having multiple different weapons does help because they're going to attack at different times. So that can help both keep me alive by making sure that my attacks are offset and we can actually hit enemies, but also help forge. Running in these spirals here, 1 more trigger, and... I was hoping I could get the tree, but I made it through. I'll take the snake because I have an incendiary turret locked, and then here I'm just going to take 6 maximum health, and then 4 regeneration. That's great. And then I'm going to buy these items. I'm going to buy a brick just because I need another weapon of some kind. I really want 1 more weapon. So we'll buy the brick there, and then I'm going to roll a couple times looking for another good weapon. Compass is okay. I will lock that as well. We'll go to wave 6. Gonna go kill the eggs here. Okay, I messed up on killing that one, but our turrets spawned in the same location, roughly. So they should be able to help me out here. A little awkward that they spawned on the very edge of the map, but given that I have very few weapons... Also, I guess my brick broke on, like, the first swing. I didn't even notice that happening, but it broke almost immediately, I think. Unless I, like, misclicked and failed to buy it somehow. Oh, no. Okay. Well, the brick breaking there, and also my, my bad movement, and my turret spawning in a bad location really got me, so... This one proving pretty tough so far. Alright, 2 triggers. I should be able to get a 3rd here. We'll take 1 more swing the other direction. Then 1 more. Nice. So we got 53 materials, 3 weapon triggers. That's great. Take some regen. Defective steroids is a little bit extra max HP, but I think I'm going to re-roll here. And I will re-roll again. And we'll buy a fertilizer. Ban corrupted shard. And then, do I want to do another re-roll for 3? I guess I will. And we'll just ban both of these. Alright, so again, we remember that this wave is a little bit challenging. That should be 6 enemies. Sometimes hard to count them when they stack up like that. That was 6 there again. Running there to get that consumable. Stopping manual targeting because I needed I was low health, so I just needed to clear everything. But I also am up to 8 triggers on wave 2, so definitely doing better than I was previously. I'll buy coupon and fertilizer here and re-roll, lock a gentle alien and re-roll 1 more time, and we'll lock a propeller hat and then go to wave 3. Dang, I thought I was going to get a forge there, but we got 2 more. I can't believe the brick broke on the first swing last wave, or I, like, failed to buy it or something. I'm not really sure what happened there. Would have liked to get 1 more trigger there, but we still did okay. Let me re-roll here. I'll take some HP, and I'll take 5 harvesting since I'm up to 23 harvesting already. And then here I'm going to re-roll. I do think I want to get another weapon, so I'm going to roll a couple times. And, okay, nice. I got a second mace. I'll lock a scar. I'll do 1 more re-roll and go to wave 4 here. Now, having 2 maces is a little awkward because they're going to be attacking at the same time. So what I want to do is move so that I can get 1 into range of an enemy and not the other. And then I can offset their attack patterns. And that way we're more likely both to survive, because we're not wasting our attacks on an enemy that the other mace is killing, but also to trigger our passive. Had to take that hit. I kind of locked myself in there with weak movement. And then here I will go with 6 more maximum health. I'll pick up a bunch of these economy items, lock a mushroom, and re-roll again. And I'll buy a brick, because I do, again, want a 3rd weapon at this point, I think. Should get 1 forge there, 1 here, hopefully. Yep. And our brick hasn't broken immediately yet. Now, the advantage of this run is I have a bunch of harvesting. The advantage of last run was I had a bunch of regeneration, which I would actually rather have a bunch of regen than a bunch of harvesting at this point, I think. And grab some consumable healing and keep trying to forge, and we're doing it. Here I'm going to re-roll. I'll take 8% damage to make sure that we're one-shotting things. I'm going to re-roll again. And I'll pick up 2 more armor, and then I'll keep buying bricks when they show up like that. I'll roll for free here. Bottom mine is a great engineering item, so we'll take that. I'll buy a Cyclops worm, and I'll re-roll. And yeah, I'll buy another brick. I'll lock another mace. Do I want to combine any of my bricks here? I think we can get away with 5 weapons, so I'm going to combine 2 of them. I could maybe get away with 4, but given that I've gotten flattened previously on wave 6, and that honestly my movement hasn't been amazing in this run so far. I'm gonna focus on staying safe, or in these attempts so far. For a variety of reasons, it's been a very long couple weeks for me, and I'm just not quite as on top of play skill as I feel like I would normally be. But you can play around that. And here I'm going to take some regeneration, and then we'll pick up more max HP. Okay, phenomenal to get the baby squid here, and I think I will just buy another mace, and then I'll do 1 more reroll, lock a defective steroids, we'll lock white flag, we can buy these 3 items and ban the defectives, and ban the white flag, and then we should be in great shape. An early baby squid is great here. That's a lot of healing. Let's make sure we're killing the eggs. We made it past Wave 6 Crash Zone, which is the really difficult part of this run, or one of the really difficult parts of this run. It's going to be, because I went up to 6 weapons pretty early, it's going to be harder to forge as much as I would be normally. Kill that tree, get another forge there, and 1 more, kill that tree. 1 point of consumable healing, like if we find a lemonade or a weird food, would be incredible. That's one of the best things we could find. Here, I could just take 4 regeneration, I could roll for armor. I could also take range. Range does help with forging on this character. I'm not going to use a guaranteed level 3 upgrade, but I will take a range upgrade if one shows up efficiently. I think here I'm just going to take 4 regen. Oh, amazing. We got 3 armor as well. All right, and then I'm going to buy these items, ban the white flag, take our reroll. Sharp Bullet works with my bottom line. And Nail, of course, is one of the best items we could possibly find. Do I want the recycling machine? I don't think I care about that. Pile of Books is some melee damage, some crit chance, some engineering. I think I will take the Pile of Books. And then I'm going to reroll here. Reroll again, and lock a Broken Mouth. And I'm not buying Baby Elephant. It's both going to steal kills from my weapons, making it harder to forge. And then also is a weak item overall. At this point, I'm no longer that concerned with continuing to forge regularly. I am just... we've gotten a lot of free stats out of it already, right? What I really need to do is just make sure I'm buying defensive stats so that we can survive, and enough offensive stats that we can keep killing everything here. Also, I want to upgrade my weapons and eventually get out of these bricks, because they will start breaking, and... if they break at a bad time in a later wave, that could really cost me. As we already saw already, the bricks breaking is pretty dangerous. I do think I got 0 forges this wave, but we're going into wave 9, so we should get more. I'll take a Blazemander for 19. I think that's fine. It's just going to slowly reduce enemy health a little bit. And then here, I could take 10 luck. It's kind of a healing stat. I guess I will. We'll buy Nail, which vastly increases our weapon damage, scaling with our engineering as it does. I'll buy Broken Mouth, and I'll take a Garden. Garden is good healing for us, even without any consumable healing. And we'll leave Pile of Books locked. And this wave, I'm hoping to forge at least a few times. Trying to stay near where the goobers are spawning so that I can clear them as they spawn. Near but not directly on top is very important. Alright, I took a few too many hits there. I don't have amazing defenses yet. My defenses are okay, but it's easy to get carried away and think that I'm invincible at this point, and I really need to avoid doing that. Got that. Loot alien kill because it ran right at me. And 3 levels there. We'll definitely take a lure. I'll take 6 max HP and I'll take 2 more armor. And then here I'm going to reroll and pick up 3 more armor. Alright, we got the weird food. That's incredible. We'll take Pile of Books. I'll roll. 2 bricks broke that last wave. That's why I was taking so much damage. But a Warhammer, that's a great find here. This is one of the weapons that we're really hoping for. It resets the cooldown of my offensive turrets, which I believe bottom line doesn't count for, but I'm not 100% sure of that. But more importantly, it just does a lot of damage when you swing it. Take a head injury, and Baby Gecko... I am leaving some materials on the ground, but I think I'd rather roll for more relevant items, and we'll lock these, which are way better than the Baby Gecko. I also need to find a 6th weapon and a 7th weapon pretty soon. As always, on Crash Zone, I'm worried about Wave 14, and ever since Nightmare Mode, I'm worried about Wave 15 as well, because having a lot of summoners is the most dangerous thing that can happen on Crash Zone now. Alright, our brick broke just then as well, so I need to definitely get some more weapons. That means I'm probably just hard rolling for weapons in this next shop. A pocket factory would be a great find also. We have a tree, and of course we have a million engineering, so pocket factory would be awesome. Jerky, incredible. I'll take a baby elephant when it shows up for free like that. Allure is great. My move speed is negative, but I think I just want more % damage here. I'll buy these items. Do I want salt water? It means I might... I think I have to pass on salt water because I need to find at least some sort of weapon. I'll buy a brick. Not the weapon I was looking for, but it's something. And then, do I want a jousting lance? I think I can do better. Take an incendiary turret for sure. And I will roll here. Do I have any explosions? I guess the bottom mine does some explosions, but I think I'm gonna roll looking for another weapon. I'll take a brick, and we'll take a clockwork wasp. We'll buy spicy sauce here, and then re-roll again. I'll take a rock as well. We can replace one of these bricks if they break with a rock. Gonna try to kill the elite because my weapons hit really hard, so hopefully I can do enough damage to kill the elite. Needed to get it out of the first stage where it summons flasher eggs, because that's the hardest stage for this elite, and then we'll take it to the next stage and finish it off here. And we got the kill on it. I do need these bricks not to break, though. Jerky is doing a phenomenal job keeping me alive. Getting these loot alien kills as well is obviously amazing. And we now have enough armor and healing that I'm in okay shape. And I'm still forging occasionally. It's not like a super high priority, but it is still nice. Woof. Okay, losing an armor at the end of every wave is pretty bad. On the other hand, 100 range and 20% damage is not terrible. The attack speed reduces the base damage of my maces, but their damage is so high now that reducing that by a little bit doesn't matter. And it does help a lot with, like, 10% attack speed after the dwarf reduction helps a lot. I still don't think I can take the ashes, though. It's just too much armor loss over the course of the run. Roll here, and I'll roll again, and this might be a spot where I can take 45 range, and then here, my crit chance is 2%, so I can probably go with a crit chance upgrade. And to combine these bricks, buy a rock. I'll buy the muscly dude just for the HP and the spicy sauce. Starfish, I think, is maybe a little too dangerous for this character. We have 16 armor, can't really build dodge, I think, and we're getting a lot of stats for free by forging. I think we'll pass on that. Barnacle is a way that you can effectively build curse on Crash Zone. It's fine to take Barnacle, and it does, of course, mean cursed enemies. I think this character wants to avoid getting cursed enemies badly enough that I'm going to pass on it. I will definitely buy this rock. I'll just upgrade to a level 3 rock, and I'll take a spicy sauce as well, just for a little more HP. And here we'll buy a duct tape. Small fish is actually good for this character, even though this is normally a fairly weak item, because it can help you one-shot things. Also, the minus 1.5% attack speed does technically increase the damage of our maces a little bit, since they scale with your negative attack speed. Do I want to lock a goldfish? I think not. Goldfish is usually just not a very powerful item, and this is a hard enough character. I think I've lost 3 runs already with it, that I'm going to focus on buying only good items and winning, given that we've gotten to wave 12 here. All right, my brick broke, so I'm going to need to replace that. Wave 14 is, of course, what I am really scared of. It's a horde wave as well, which is always worrisome for wave 14 Crash Zone. because it means that it's a lot harder to get to the summons as they're being summoned. And here I'm going to reroll, and I'll take 12% more damage. Another baby squid, phenomenal. I'll take a tree and a loot worm here and reroll. Yeah, I'll take a stone skin. I think that that's fine at this point. I have 17 armor, so this is a lot of max health. And I will lock alien magic, and I'll now lock alien tongue. It's late enough in the game, and we have enough consumable healing that alien tongue, I think, will actually help us heal a lot. Oh, wait, I forgot that I needed to buy a weapon. Oops, okay. Well, we're playing this next wave with only 5 weapons. That was pretty bad. Just fully forgot that I needed a weapon after my brick broke. We should be okay this wave, but yeah, that was pretty terrible there. I'll find something for wave 14, but I definitely wanted to have one this wave. And I needed to look a little more because I want to not be stuck with something really bad next wave. So spending a little more time re-rolling looking for a decent weapon was a higher priority in the last shop. Really wish I had a pocket factory. It would be so much additional damage for this character right now. Boiling water will recycle. I'll take the mastery. Yes, we have a lot of melee damage for free, but still only 35, and this is slightly more than a 1/7 increase in our damage. And then here I will re-roll, and I could take regeneration, percent damage. I could roll for armor. Let's just roll for armor. Roll again, and we'll take 3 armor here. And then... Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to buy the alien tongue and then reroll. And I'm buying the alien tongue just because it's cheaper. I want 3 slots open to potentially find a decent weapon. Fruit basket would be nice as well, but I don't think I can lock something. And alien magic is worth keeping around. Mouse is worth locking here as well. Okay, nice. I got a Warhammer. Now, I would have loved to be able to buy the mouse before going into the Horde wave, especially wave 14, but obviously I have to replace my weapon here. Go try to take out the summons immediately as they spawn. And then, similarly, I need to do that with the enhanced summons. Otherwise, there's just going to be too many projectiles to possibly dodge on the field. And that's how you lose on wave 14. Especially with a melee character like this. Got a bunch of enhanced summon kills. Okay, unfortunately, a landmine blew up and killed a ton of the enhanced slugs. And that made a lot of goobers. But I'm doing okay in terms of survival right now. Just need to run at some of my consumables. My garden is over to the top right there where I have a lot of potential consumable healing. So I'm going to grab that for the end of the wave. And then we also got a lot of free engineering that wave. We'll take the mushroom here. I will pick up 3 more regeneration over 6 melee damage. A 12 dodge upgrade is kind of interesting, but let's just take some luck. We'll buy mouse and alien magic, and then re-roll. Extra piercing would be good. If I had a pocket factory, I might actually take the bandana, but we already have sharp bullet. I don't need handcuffs or snail. I'm gonna re-roll here. I have 11% crit chance, so tentacle is actually a reasonable amount of additional healing, I think. And then I will roll here, buy another tentacle, cyclops worm, and a weird food, and go to wave 15. Wave 15, similarly pretty difficult. And in some ways even more so, because it's all enhanced summoners. But wave 14 is the real turning point for most Crash Zone runs. I do think what I would have liked for them to do is not buff Wave 14 that much, because Wave 14 was already really hard for a lot of builds. And so I think it narrows down the number of sort of viable builds there are, that they made Wave 14 a lot harder in Nightmare mode. And instead, I'd have liked to see them add more difficult enemies to a couple of the earlier waves. Like Wave 12 is usually pretty free on Crash Zone, unless you roll an Elite. I'll take the Wheat, I guess. It's 4 melee damage, and improved tools. Unfortunately, we cannot afford to take on this character. I'll take a Snail when it shows up in a box. Do I have an Incendiary Turret in this run? I do, so I'll take a Snake as well. And then here I'm going to buy these items. Even the 1 Engineering. We just get so much Engineering for free. I don't really need to buy the Pencil here. I'm still going to avoid getting Curse. My weapons will never attack faster than the Ball and Chain minimum, though, so this is incredible bonus stats for us. And then we'll reroll here, and I'll lock a Shady Potion and go to the next wave. I would like to upgrade my weapons a little more, but for now, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Double Baby Squid is incredible. That's just given me so much healing at this point, so really nice finds there. And I think now that I've gotten past wave 15, we've kind of turned the corner. Obviously, you can still lose later on in the run, but my healing and damage and stuff are now quite solid at this point, and continuing to scale for free, because there's just a lot of enemies on the field. Also, I have 2 pets, so the lifesteal from the mouse that we got is better than it seemed like, even though this character attacks super slowly. I guess I'll take some more pickup radius. I'll recycle the fuel tank. I'm not building around my Blazemander at all. I don't need more max HP. I need more armor. I need more regeneration. I need more percent damage. Just all those stats. Sure, I'll take a hammer, and I will probably just combine 2 maces to get the hammer, just to increase my overall damage output. I'll take a Shady Potion. I'll buy a Scar. If this gets me 1 more level, it's worth 2 regeneration, as well as the stats from the level. So even this late, some XP gain is pretty good. And then I will buy these 2 items. I don't care about range at all, but Lemonade and Metal Plate are really good here. I picked up the 1 range upgrade, but I think that was a mistake. I just don't think it has been relevant at all. Should have just rolled for a better stat. Doing a few hundred damage a swing at this point. Yeah, 1,000 damage criticals. Next wave, of course, is an Elite wave, which can be pretty scary. What I really want is for the game to give me a Pocket Factory. I don't get to buy it as often on Nightmare mode, and I still love that item, so... I'll take a Penguin here, Lens I'll recycle, and then I'm going to take 7 crit chance, because I have double Tentacle, so crit chance is actually pretty good. I'll buy another Garden that can help heal us, and then I'll re-roll here. Do I think that the bag is going to pay for itself in only a few waves? Probably not. So let's roll past that. I'll roll past all of this stuff. We'll take a metal. Anchor, it's less damage even than our rock, so Anchor is not great here. Explosion size, I guess I have double spicy sauce, but I basically don't have anything that scales off of explosions. We have the spicy sauce in the bottom mine, but explosion size is not relevant. We're just killing things with our super high damage weapon attacks. 42 materials to reroll. We're going to pass on that. But let's see if I can kill this elite before too many other enemies spawn. And again, this is an enhanced summoner wave, so I really need to take out the elite early, because otherwise we'll still be fighting it while a lot of summons are on the field, and that's how you lose these runs. And then again, here I'm gonna try to clear the enhanced summons, try to clear the eggs mostly before they hatch, though we let a couple enhanced slashers spawn. Fortunately, our damage is high enough at this point, thanks to our passive, that we're doing okay, though I am taking a lot of hits. I need to pick up a lot of consumable healing here, and back off, run to the garden, run to the center of the map here, pick up some more healing, kill some slashers there, and okay. That was a little scarier than I was hoping for wave 18 here, but we made it. Having negative movement speed made it a little harder to avoid damage. I'll take a campfire even so, because the more regeneration I get, the better. And then we'll pick up 4 armor here. Upgrade my mace, buy a medal, which will help fix our movement speed a bit. A medical turret is a great find here. Rip and Tear is also pretty good. That can potentially help me clear a lot of enemies this wave. And then I'll do a reroll. And one more reroll. And I'll take Saltwater because move speed is what kind of was getting me in that last wave. So we'll just lock a couple more items here. Yeah, wave 18, the end of wave 18 there was a little scary because I had to spend the beginning fighting the elite. And that meant that I would never got to really stay on top of all of the eggs and all of the summoners. So it just meant a lot of stuff got on the field for the end of the wave. This medical turret, though, with really high engineering and with a Clockwork Wasp to increase its attack speed, is gonna help keep me alive here. And this is why consumable healing is so good. That's why jerky is so good. There's no way we live through that last wave without those items. I'll take the insanity here. I'll recycle the peaceful bee. Do I want to buy a coffee going into the last wave? 5% attack speed? I think I do. It'll just make it a little easier to kill the elites. And then here I'll take 2 armor. And then I will buy all of these items and reroll. I would have loved this warrior helmet here. That would have been amazing. Do I think Rip and Tear will help against the bosses? Not really, and I don't really want Doc Moth either. I could upgrade one of my weapons and buy another hammer, or I could buy Ice Cube. Let's buy Ice Cube. I do have the Blazemander, and so I think that'll be a little bit more damage in terms of killing the bosses faster. Go after the Octopus Head boss first. Especially while it has the Ice Cube debuff on it. But mostly we're just attacking whichever one we can reach. Break that tree and get some heal. I'll back off here. There's my gardens and medical turrets are in the top left. So as long as I stay near those, I should be able to heal up. Get our red crate, which because I have jerky makes me basically invincible for 4 seconds. Because we're healing 25 hit points per second for the next 4 seconds. And then we go ahead and finish off the bosses. All right, we got there. A couple false starts with the dwarf, but I made it. And we ended up getting, we forged 88 times. We did pretty good damage on each of our weapons here. The rock obviously was the weak link in terms of damage, but it did give me some armor and HP. I would have liked to get any of these to level 4. Coupon saved me 307. Starting with double fertilizer, of course, is incredible, and that's part of why we were able to win here. 26 regeneration from baby squids, obviously amazing as well. 125,000 damage, more than that from the bottom line. Dropped 180 landmines as well. We've got Nail was increasing our damage by plus 20 on each of our weapons, just flat 20, which then gets multiplied by our damage output, of course. The gardens were incredible here. Double lure was great. Pile of books, I'm not sure it did much. Baby elephant, we had decent luck, decent percent damage. It still only did 10k damage. That's why I say this is usually a fairly weak item in nightmare mode. We got 360 materials from our bags, from our one bag, amazing. Incendiary turret for 65k damage, double Tyler for 80k damage, and spicy sauce actually did 40k because we were always on top of enemies. 136 healing from tentacles, and what else? Only 13k damage from the rip and tear. We did get it pretty late, but this wasn't a huge component of our damage output, even though we ended up with a huge amount of melee damage. All right, my friends, that's the Dwarf. We definitely had a couple of false starts here, a little bit of a struggle, but got there in the end, and I hope that helps you see how you can as well. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.